points to find you great deals on great quality products. It's great. Everything here is great. We get the deals, you get the good stuff. Marshall's.
Honey.
NyQuil Severe Honey. Powerful cold and flu relief with a dreamy honey taste. NyQuil Honey. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, honeylicious, best sleep with a cold medicine.
I felt like, I have some stuff to say.
Tomorrow on ET, she's back. My new interview with rom-com queen Meg Ryan.
Plus, we jump from Hogwarts to the home of Mario, Luigi, and Princess Peach. It's E.T.'s.
Happening now.
Are you worried about your furry friend's aggressive or reactive behavior? Stay tuned for expert advice on how to ensure their safety and happiness.
Feeling the chill again tonight, but it's not going to last a whole lot longer. We'll talk about our warming trend in just a bit.
And it's a call to action to have compassion. How the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center is challenging San Antonio to donate blood as part of Dream Week. The news at 5 starts right now.
First at 5, death and injury by loose dog. It's a very concerning trend here. Animal Care Services reporting there's an uptick, a large one, in animal attacks. Our Jonathan Cotto spent the day with a dog trainer and will walk us through what is recommended for managing dogs with aggressive or reactive behavior. Meantime, moving on to another story. A scary sight at North Star Mall last night, and it had nothing to do with Halloween. As you can see, the police swarming the mall around 8 p.m. after a loss prevention officer tried to stop 2 shoplifters. One of them pulled out a gun. They shot her in order to get away, creating a lot of chaos and a lot of fear in the process. That shooting happened inside the Macy's store. We're told the loss prevention officer confronted those suspects and was then shot in the leg. The suspects took off, and right now they remain on the loose. This, the latest shooting, it's the 3rd one at the mall this year. But a spokesperson for the parent company that owns North Star Mall says all 3 incidents are isolated and that the company is reviewing and evaluating mall security. We also contacted officials with Macy's about last night's shooting, and they issued this statement. It says in part, quote, "We are saddened about the incident that took place at Macy's North Star Mall in San Antonio. The safety of our customers and our colleagues is our top priority. We're working closely with the local police department on this investigation," unquote. According to the Macy's spokesperson, the loss prevention officer is in stable condition and is recovering. New at 5, a member of the South San Antonio ISD school board accused of disrupting a board meeting to the point where police had to get called and he was arrested. According to an arrest affidavit last month, Abel Chili Dog Martinez attended a regular meeting with other trustees and left. Police say he then tried to enter the executive session without checking in with the board secretary. That is something the board president instructed him to do because he had missed roll call. The affidavit says Martinez refused to comply, though. He then reportedly started harassing and cussing at the board president. That meeting cut short. Martinez escorted out of the boardroom. Martinez was arrested this past Tuesday for that incident that happened back in October. He was charged with disrupting a meeting and evading arrest with his vehicle. His bond now set at $8,500. He's been released on bond. Martinez is the school board trustee for District 5. Scary characters covered in fake blood. They're a big part of Halloween thrills, but the real deal is really needed all year round. And that is especially true here in South Texas, where the population is exploding. In an effort to build up the blood supply, South Texas Blood and Tissue Center is partnering with Dream Week. San Antonio, they're raising awareness about the critical need for blood donations. Businesses in the Alamo City are being challenged to host blood drives, and residents are being asked to donate blood 4 times in the coming year. Even just one donation could be a difference between life and death.
Literally saves 5 lives. For every pint of blood saves that many people, in our community, neighbors in need.
South Texas Blood and Tissue supplies blood to 100 hospitals in 48 different counties in our region.
All right, we have to talk about this morning before we go any further. 32 in Kerrville and Fredericksburg. Hondo made it to 32. Carrizo Springs briefly made it down to freezing. Here in San Antonio, we were 40 degrees officially for the low temperature. That's at the airport, but you see outlying areas even cooler. Seguin 38, 32, Bernie Stage Airfield for the low temperature. Then we warmed into the 60s, 64 for our high temperature with this dry air. It gets really cool at night, but then we warm up pretty efficiently. 64 in Del Rio, 63 currently in Floresville. Not all that bad out there. Temperatures generally in the low to mid 60s, but the chill is going to set in very quickly after sunset. Sunset 6:48 p.m. Clear sky, calm wind, and becoming chilly quickly. We'll be down in the 40s by 10 o'clock. Midnight at 45 degrees. Tomorrow morning, you're going to feel the chill. We'll break down exactly how cold and where, along with the warming trend, when that sets in and when we're going to be back above average in just a bit.
Thank you so much, Adam. Now back to our top story. The high rate of dog injuries, attacks by dogs on the street. Jonathan Cotto with what you should be doing to manage your dogs that might have aggressive or reactive behavior.
Animal Care Services says they responded to more than 30 dog attacks in their last fiscal year.
One of the biggest things that I tell people is anything with a mouth can bite.
They say the rise in dog attacks is a concerning issue, but there are steps dog owners can take.
We got to make sure that we are socializing or exposing our animals to different sounds, noises, people, places at the socialization age, which is 8 to 16 weeks.
ACS says it is an owner's responsibility to catch warning signs of aggressive behavior and address that behavior to prevent future incidents.
And it is up to us to ensure that we are teaching our animals bite inhibition, which means the ability to control the force or pressure of their bite.
They say the most recent dog attacks happened off their owner's property. Reason why they're urging pet owners to maintain proper supervision.
Even if we have our animal in a backyard, it is imperative that we are watching them while they're in the backyard, so that way there's no holes in the fence they escape from, they can't jump over the fence. And when we are seeing that reactive behavior, we can remove our dog from that potentially scary situation and give them comfort somewhere else.
Professional help, identify triggers, and engage in training.
One of the biggest things is we view dogs as, oh, every dog is social. The reality is dogs can actually be dog selective, people selective, and so it's important that we're understanding the small niches that all of our dogs fall into.
Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Today is the first day of open enrollment for a number of health insurance programs, including healthcare.gov. Those in need of health insurance coverage can look through all the different plans. They can pick one out now until December 15th. Making that deadline, make sure that you have insurance at the beginning of the new year. This is coverage that is provided through the Affordable Care Act, the government program pushing for more people to sign up this time around because thousands of people were dropped by Medicare when the pandemic coverage protections expired. Today, for the very first time, Palestinians were allowed to escape the fighting in Gaza to get medical care in Egypt. It is the result of a new deal between Hamas and Egypt that allows injured Palestinians and those with dual citizenship to leave that area. Ambulances carrying the injured came to the border crossing today and loaded up passengers to take them to the hospital. More than 80 seriously wounded people were allowed to leave Gaza for treatment after the border blockade was lifted by the two countries. And more aid trucks went in the other direction, carrying much needed food, water, and medicine into Gaza. As well, foreign nationals for the first time being allowed to cross over to that same border. This the result of that deal reportedly brokered between Qatar, Israel, Hamas, and Egypt to allow foreigners and those with dual citizenship to leave Gaza. Secretary of State Antony Blinken says roughly 400 American citizens and their families are about 1,000 people are stuck in Gaza trying to leave. There are about 5,000 other third country nationals in Gaza as well who also want to get out. The limited evacuations come more than 3 weeks after fighting began. In your health headlines today, the FDA one step closer to approving a groundbreaking new treatment for sickle cell disease. Agency advisors met yesterday to discuss a therapy. It uses a genetic modification. The process is called CRISPR. It involves doctors fixing the genetic problems in a patient's own stem cells, then placing those modified cells back into the patient during a one-time infusion. Right now, the only therapy approved to treat sickle cell disease is a bone marrow or stem cell transplant. Advisors say, according to company studies, the new therapy is safe. The FDA expected to make a decision about its usage in December. There's an alarming new report out from the Florida Cancer Connect collaborative, but it could have implications here. It is revealing an increased number of younger people being diagnosed with cancer in that state. Melissa Don explains why the report is mirroring trends of cancer diagnosis nationwide.
Health officials sounding the alarm on cancer risks for young people. A new report out of Florida finding a 15% increase in the rate of cancer in people ages 20 to 39 from 2010 to 2020 in the state. Breast cancer found to be the most common among younger women, as well as thyroid cancer and melanoma. Lung cancer is the most lethal for all ages. The data in line with global trends showing increased cancer diagnosis in people under 50 and higher early cancer rates in women than in men.
I was just finishing up breastfeeding and I had a 10-month-old. I was diagnosed with stage 2B with triple negative breast cancer. Yeah, I mean, I was completely shocked.
Lauren Dagas says she was 31 when she was diagnosed and does not have any type of strong cancer history in her family.
One of the biggest things of why it's so important for me to share my message is the fact that it wasn't on my radar at all. I wasn't really in tune with doing myself breast exams.
Dr. Jen Ashton pointing to several reasons for the rise as different types of cancers have varying factors.
Environmental exposure has to be considered. Things like air quality, water quality, chemicals in our environment, our behavior, very important. How much alcohol is being consumed, diet, obesity, less active, more sedentary lifestyles.
Doctors also recommend following your age recommendation for cancer screenings and knowing your family history. In Los Angeles, Melissa Don, ABC News.
We're going to take a look outside with your traffic authority cameras. This is a trouble spot. This is U.S. Highway 90 at Loop 410. You can see a tow truck backing up there. It appears that there is some sort of an incident, perhaps the leftovers of a wreck, or maybe just a stalled vehicle, but you can see the tow truck is backing up. It's blocking the right-hand lane on that access road there on Highway 90 and 410, and traffic is having to go around it. Going to cause a bit of a mess if you're trying to get through this area at this hour. Today, November 1st, it is All Saints Day, the first day of Dia de los Muertos on the calendar. A lot of us got to celebrate this weekend at Muertos Fest at Hemisphere Park, but if you were not able to go, we are going to take you there tonight. We're going to broadcast Muertos Fest right here on KSAT 12 from 8 to 10 p.m. It's a chance for you and your family to celebrate Dia de los Muertos with us here at KSAT. Still to come, work underway to ensure local families are well rested to celebrate the holiday season. A nonprofit on a mission to help as many people as possible to have a heavenly sleep every night.
I'm Myra Arthur here in the newsroom, and here's what we're working on for the news at 6 o'clock today. For the first time in over a decade, Texas prisons went on a statewide lockdown for over a month. In a series you will only see here, KSAT Investigates is taking you inside a maximum security facility to see the problems firsthand. How should the city of San Antonio spend extra money in years when they get a windfall from CPS Energy? It is a question the city has not been able to answer consistently, and the council's still grappling with it right now. We'll tell you how council members feel about this latest plan. And Sunday, November 12th, is Stand Sunday. It's where churches nationwide pray for foster children and learn about how to help them. Coming up at 6, a local pastor who was a foster child herself explains how many ways there are to help foster kids. That and more coming your way today on the news at 6.
Thank you so much, Myra. With Halloween now over, people are already feeling the holiday spirit. More than 150 volunteers filling the Lowe's parking lot on Austin Highway this morning, doing something very special. They're building beds for families in need. Max Massey joined the crews this morning, and he gives us an inside look.
Our goal is to have 350 beds built.
Jason Hinton has 2 kids of his own, and today's effort, it holds a special place in his heart.
That hits really hard when you think about a child not having a bed. Just couldn't imagine my kids not being able to sleep in a bed.
Sleep in heavenly peace. It started in 2012 in Idaho.
When I realized that there was kids sleeping on the floor in my small community, and that was such a shock to me that I knew, okay, I needed to do something. Whatever you do, don't stop cutting.
The founder, Luke Mickelson, tells me it was a jarring experience learning about how big a need it is.
A bed should not be a luxury. It's a necessity for these kids and their development, and we're here to solve that problem. We're here to use the community and have the community involved so they can help the kids in their own town.
All right, so this really is the last step in this assembly line, all trying to help hundreds and hundreds of local families.
The goal? Have these beds out for delivery by the holiday season, making an impact on our local families.
We're here to give back to the community, give back our time, and hopefully make a difference in San Antonio.
Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
I don't know how Max worked out there without gloves on his hands this morning. It was cold.
Yeah, it was chilly, that's for sure. Right around 40 in San Antonio. And actually, some parts of Bexar County were in the upper 30s. And we're going to feel the chill in the air again tonight. Not quite as cold in the hill country, where I think we'll be a degree or 2 above freezing for most of the hill country. But then warm and humid by this weekend. Let's talk about it all, starting with what you can expect tomorrow morning. Temperatures plunging quickly this evening and tonight. Tomorrow morning, Hondo 37, not quite as cold as what we had earlier today. Fredericksburg 33, Kerrville 35 degrees, San Antonio downtown at 40. But you go to Elmendorf 37, Leon Springs 36, and Bernie a low temperature of 34. So by and large, we'll be in the mid to upper 30s outside of downtown San Antonio. We warm up quickly, though. Notice how our morning temperatures rise back to 50 degrees on Friday. By Saturday, we're up to 58. And then Sunday morning, we're in the 60s, back above average for morning temperatures by this weekend. So feeling the chill in the air tonight, a little bit tomorrow night, but not so much by this weekend and next week. And this is actually a direct result, the warming trend, a direct result of higher humidity, dew points rising. The more moisture in the air, the less you can cool off at night. Surface high pressure is going to be moving eastward along the east coast. That's going to give us this wind off the Gulf of Mexico by this weekend. So low humidity, you won't even think about it through Saturday. Notice Saturday, 5 p.m., dew points mid-50s. But then as we get into Sunday morning, dew points rise back into the lower 60s. And we've got that stickiness back in the air that you're going to be noticing. Temperature right now at 63 degrees, 63 Stinson, Bernie 61, 64 Hondo, New Braunfels at 63. By and large, we're in the 60s. Fredericksburg an exception, along with Austin at 59. We'll start the day tomorrow. We talked about it. Most of us in the mid-upper 30s. 39, I think, for most of San Antonio. 58 at noon, and then 67 for the high temperature. So we're just adding a little bit to that afternoon high. Seguin 66, Hondo and Sabinal, for example, at 68. If you want 80s, they return by this weekend. Warm and humid again. We talked about that. The humidity is back on Sunday, and that's when we're going to have high temperatures back in the 80s. We'll talk more about the rainfall potential over the next 7 days coming up at 6 p.m., along with a look back at October, both temperature and precipitation and how much rain fell where through the month compared to the drought monitor. But you look at those mornings getting warmer, afternoons back into the 80s. If you prefer shorts over jeans, just wait a few days.
Oh, I love Texas, don't you? Don't you, Nick?
I do. I do.
Nick Aaron for Larry Ramirez with sports.
It was absolutely insane game when it came to the Spurs getting a huge win over the Phoenix Suns last night. We're not only going to show you that game and hear from the Spurs on the huge win. Plus, this could be the night that the Texas Rangers win their first World Series ring. Wait till you see what the players think at this moment when we come back. Well, last night's San Antonio Spurs game was one of those where everyone in the office today was saying, did you see the game last night? And that's because the Spurs came back from being down 20 points and never led the game until the final seconds. Devin Vassell keeping the game within reach with his three. And then with 10 seconds left, Victor Wembanyama gets the putback slam to make it a 1-point game. The Spurs going for the steal, harassing Kevin Durant. And Keldon Wilder-Johnson strips the ball and gets it to fall to take the lead with 1 second left. And after the win, Devin Vassell shared how this game can help this team really grow.
We're a young group, but we're fighting and we're hungry. And I think that just goes to show, compared to last game, I mean, we kind of, I don't want to say give up, but we just didn't keep fighting. To turn back around and to have a game like this and be down 20 and still come back, and it kind of shows where we're at. I feel like we're playing 60%, 65% of where we could be at. I mean, we're messing up on little stuff, we're turning the ball over, we're not executing plays, we're not getting back on defense. It's just all these little things, and yet we still come out with the win. So I'm very interested to see halfway through the season, 40 games, 20, 30 games from now, and just see where we're at.
Spurs have a rematch with the Suns tomorrow night at 9 p.m.
And the Texas Rangers are 1 win away from their first World Championship.
One more game. That's all the Texas Rangers need in order to win their first World Series in franchise history. And they got one step closer last night thanks to some huge hits from Marcus Semien, who finished with 5 RBIs in the 11-7 win. And Semien shared that even though a championship is so close, these Rangers can't lose sight of what's important.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. This is where we want to be. It's a one game at a time mentality. So we get some rest tonight and understand that we need to focus on what we need to do to win the ball game, and that's all there is to it. We win the ball game, we get a ring, of course, but you need to think about the process of how to get that done. Good defense, good pitching, timely hitting, 2 out RBIs. Those things that we did the last 2 nights, we need to continue.
First pitch in tonight's Game 5 will be at 7:03 p.m., so make sure you get your popcorn ready for this one.
The party's at your house, right?
I mean, I'm going to be working. I don't know if anybody's going over to my house when I'm not there. That's not allowed. We can't have that. But as far as what we're doing here, the sports department is going to be rocking when it comes to this.
Going to be loud.
It's going to be good.
All right. We'll be right back.
I love all the photos coming in on KSAT Connect. Look at this. Paletta cart. I love it. What a cute little guy there. And we'll continue to share more of those coming up at 6 o'clock, 6 to 7 p.m. Warming up, Ursula, by the weekend.
Love it. Loved your Halloween costume too, Adam. Thanks for watching the News at 5. World News is next.